All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first annual presidential debate of this place. I still don't know what we call it here. Anyway, let's just start with the opening question. Let's go left to right just to start. Why are you the best candidate to lead this realm, and what makes your leadership style different from your opponent? Downen, you have the floor.
Well, I've come to know several of the people of this realm and made connections with those close to me, like Dreamer, for instance. I'm pretty understanding to those with their own problems, and I tend to find a resolution, even if sometimes it may be morally gray. I have a strong sense of empathy, whatever that would be because of my past divinity with my own powers that I had before being soul breaking, or just generally speaking, uh, I'm just that kind of guy. Uh, I also have a presence around others that, for like darkness doesn't really tend to not have when he's just in his cave doing potato work. So.
Right? Darkness?
I
Like
mean,
I'm lagging great. Why are you the best candidate to lead this realm, and what makes your leadership style different from Downen? I'm look okay. I'm trying my best, man. Okay.
yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, I honestly have to say, I don't think I'm the best. I think sleeping plus dreamer is.
Wait, why am I getting called out?
But
Why
I
am I
think,
getting called out?
but I do say, I think I've put much more thought into this than Darren has. Mostly because I've had much more time. And I'm mostly different from Darren because I can take a wider view of things.
Right. So next question: what is your first priority if elected president? Darkness. You can start this time around. Bring a ping pong in.
I mean, making a nether highway system on the nether roof to make it much easier to get to people's places.
Downen.
So,
What?
thing
Oh yeah.
is, Darkness and I share the same goal, but what I'd like to do would be to simplify and also beautify the hub area of Spawn and the Nether.
So Downen, do you believe in regulating prices at player-run shops, or should the market be stay completely free?
I believe that player ran shops are totally fine. I don't think should be regulated, but if a unique problem arises, then it is up to me alone to find a creative solution to solve the solution.
Okay. Darkness.
I personally think, kind of agree with Darren here, that it should mostly be player run and have them with the market. But if something bad were to happen, or don't know what would be happening, I should be able to take a step in and do something about it.
All right. What changes, if any, would you make to the current rules?
None really. I think the
Right.
current rules are mostly good.
All right. Downen, do you have an opposing view?
I do actually. I believe that a penalty should be enforced if someone were to interrupt the flow of any events or anything that happens important. If someone were to do that, I would think that a punishment should be enforced on someone for something like that. If they would like to appeal to said punishment, they can take it up to a council, and their decision will be the one to decide if the punishment was fair or it can be mediated to something a little less severe.
And how would these crimes be punished?
I believe in democracy. I think the people will decide if a punishment would go under rule. If there is a tiebreaker, though, it is up to the president to break said tiebreaker.
You know,
Darkness?
I do have to completely agree and doubt it with Darren at this point. Having the community vote things, but there's the issue of having the taking the time to have them vote might be strenuous to do every single time due to how many times it happens.
Okay. What public builds or infrastructure projects would you prioritize?
I honestly
Darkness.
wouldn't prioritize any. I would make a community board and let the people prioritize the builds they want to do.
Downen?
I would honestly try to prioritize transportation around the server. I believe getting around the server is the utmost thing to accomplish, especially with those that live far and away from others. Even if some of them are wanting to be private, that is completely up to them if they want to be private. But a way for players to get around is more, orderly fashion and without needing to go within great lengths would be a great way to, uh, you know, make everything kind of simple and not really need to be so complicated for everyone. Um, I do would like to also add a way to add an entertainment area in the spawn area here too, like for those that don't feel like lore is something like up to them right now, or just something that doesn't feel like an event needs to happen. They can just set up an event that is just purely entertainment, and they can just have fun with it. We've had public areas before, like the lighthouse that I constructed over by Dreamer's Place, that kind of has been like a small hub for people to hang out with and socialize. But a more generalized area like here in Spawn would be really good.
All right. How would you encourage collaboration rather than isolation among other players?
In that regard, it's slightly a touchy subject because I do believe that some people would like to be rather be left alone than rather than being a whole group thing. They people can be a bit touchy about it or a little rash, like just a little irritated if like there's like a lot of people around them. But it is primarily up to the player or the person if they want to be involved in such a collaboration.
Darkness?
Uh, I would give him a way and possible way through the nether roof travel system to give him an opportunity to uh, interact with each other more easily.
So, Darkness, how would you handle conflicts between people on this realm, I guess?
Depends on the type of conflict. Because there's so many types, you cannot just have to ask that really generally. Because
Okay.
you have more. Because there's real estate problems, we have people just not liking each other.
So, in that regard, would you want to establish a system where people can dispute these problems, like a court of some kind?
Uh, yes, yeah, definitely. Some kind of court would be nice for stuff like uh, property issues, but if you just don't like someone, maybe you can get a restraining order, but don't know how we would do that.
Oh,
Hi.
What the fuck? Almost?
So, ignoring that,
Potential assassination happened.
all right.
Oh,
completely ignoring
Uh,
all those killing me.
That was
there,
unexpected.
Darren.
Well,
What the hell?
I can't believe that random person in a warden mask just walked by.
Yeah, I don't
What
know
the
why
heck
I
was
did
that?
well,
that. You
Almost,
know,
really?
Okay.
honestly, we should probably give him some jail time. I'm joking,
Oh.
but yeah.
Probably should take a moment and a pause from the sounds of
yeah,
that.
I do think we have to put on pause. We are missing one of the candidates still.
Yeah, where the
so
hell is
we can't really
Yeah.
continue.
What
Someone go
just
get-
happened?
We can't really continue, so we will put this on pause until.
Are,
Pause-
are,
after
are
pause
we
it.
in danger? What the hell?
Yeah,
Why
I know
was-
they
Well,
Why
I was not
almost-
informed of any of this. This
honestly
was
don't care.
supposed to be a
And that's how
private
you become
matter.
a backup. And that's how you
back.
become a
Back.
backup suit.
Good job.
And that's why you
Have a
Alright.
backup
15
suit.
backup
Yeah, there you go.
plans.
That's your excuse, huh?
I mean,
That was
All
weird.
right.
Not permanently hurt.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wonder how that happened.
All right.
All right.
then.
I'm sitting
Oh.
back.
Would we like to leave off or continue where we left off with,
Oh yeah.
without our little interruption? All right.
It's not. Yeah, I can get some notes
Alright.
for you later, Kat.
All right.
Honestly, there's not a lot.
So, Down, and just to remind
Mhm.
you, how will you handle conflicts between different people?
A very simple way to do that is just to isolate them and talk to them about it. See what the problem arose and if there's any like creative solutions we could find to establish. But if they can't be isolated, then it is totally up to me to just go over to said parties and just talk to them from party to party and come up with a solution that would be amicable for both sides.
Speaking of, let's bring up the escalation. What is your plan if a large-scale war breaks out?
For me, if the worst case scenario ever happens, then it is totally fine to just move this conflict away from the mainland and just let it be settled somewhere quiet, something a little more isolated away from the world, away from everyone's like buildings and homes and whatnot. Let it just be settled. But if there is a way to settle it peacefully, that will be first priority over it being into the worst case scenario.
Darkness?
it depends why the war is happening, but I would try to take a peaceful option if possible, but Darren does have a great idea of making them do it somewhere secluded. I would personally try to make war games so it's more fun than dramatic.
All right. Speaking on that note, what kind of events would you introduce or expand?
I don't honestly know.
All right. Gentlemen?
Considering that Alder hosted a spleefing event in the past, and I thought to myself that was a really cool idea by them, and it was helped and organized with the members of the community. It was really fun at first, and I thought to myself, why not ice boating? That's kind of fun. I would love to make an ice boat track and just have everyone race on it. I think it'd be a really fun idea, and have that as a little event for people to hang out and even just be competitive without any violence whatsoever. I'd also would like to see if we can also ever convene for a music night of just choosing music for our playlists, and we can just collab with our interests and whatnot and just let people just vibe, hang out. It was drinks or food and whatnot. Just a nice like a gala basically.
Hey, I'm interrupting
So-
really quick, by the way. You know the murders that just happened?
Yes, I read the message.
Yeah.
You saw
Yeah.
it? Okay, no
We
one was
figured they were
responding or
Laura.
anything, and apparently, the only person I checked with just saw the message.
Oops.
What
Yeah.
Also,
message?
I honestly
Ah.
don't care.
Yeah, I just now saw something.
Oh, good. Because I'm in call with the two people who did it, and they're just wondering if anyone even took effect of it.
Oh, it
I-
didn't matter.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like it was a little glossed over.
It
Yeah,
was really glossed
unfortunate,
over,
but like, whoa.
Death.
honestly,
doesn't
I didn't know if they were
really
going to be a more
share this
dramatic
world.
entrance. I just saw them walk out like
Yeah.
freaking cartoon character.
Mm.
Walk out, kill them, and then just
Mm.
walk
If you
away.
really want
It
to
was
know,
kind of
let
hard
me
how to react to
statement.
it. So
Let me a statement there, not just walking murder come out.
Mm.
yeah,
I
I was
saw them, but
expecting
I
like
just
a
now
John
got the
Wilkes
message,
Booth
so
saying
I
like
know
quoting
what's up.
Latin or something.
Yeah,
Between that and
that was just
darkness
awful.
just walking back out.
That was not
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Mm.
It's
Darkness was back immediately.
You want me to sub in for reading
Yeah.
for a bit just to get a change of voice, or no?
Hard to say, Michael.
You want me to sub in for reading and just get a change of voice, or no?
I don't really care. Do you want to speak? I mean, you
What,
want to say you want to be a trophy wife, so
Well, that didn't go well because my game kept crashing. I don't know what happened.
right. Hold on. Do you know what? The right
You
side
on
is
12?
where you'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
going. Yeah, start on 12 and keep going. Guess it's my turn to be a trophy
Please
wife.
not the child. Are we gonna? We good?
They're waiting
Yep,
for
we're good.
you here.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
you.
How will you ensure
Talking?
new people feel welcome and included?
Well, I believe that
Just
they
letting
can
you
be
in chat.
included just fine in the server, but
Okay,
like
go
we
on.
can always make them
You should do that.
create a kit for by the community and for the community. And if they simply do not want the kit, then it's fine. I mean, they can always start vanilla and just make sure they're you know just vibing out to the world. If they have any problems, questions arise, the whole server can help them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did. My party did actually make a kit for the new incoming people earlier, as an idea. But yeah, that's one of the main ways to welcome people in, and the server is already welcoming enough and open enough. I don't think I would have to do anything to make them feel included.
How will you avoid abusing presidential powers?
Well, I can't really say due to me not knowing what the presidential powers will be.
Response. Good response.
In the words of a vampirist that I knew, simply don't. Just be better.
Wonderful answer.
Nothing at all. Okay, got it.
Should there be term limits or checks on the president's authority?
This one I feel like should just be entirely up to the people. If the person leading is not doing a very good job, and I feel like a vote would be sufficient enough to just tell it basically an approval rating of sorts of like how the person's doing, like maybe even like a check in occasionally about it. And if they all vote a majority, then to abolish the person out of the office, then that is totally fine.
I kind of just have to completely agree with that, and there's not much else you can do than that.
Will you make your decisions publicly, and how will players hold you accountable?
I'll make all major decisions public, and let the people really, if they feel it's necessary, I'll allow them to hold a vote if it's proper or not.
Know that I will absolutely be vocal about whatever decisions I make if I do become president. And I believe that holding any secret conversations and whatnot should not be a thing that be any of sort when it comes to someone leading. As Dreamer has once said, no secrets. Just let it out there, let it be transparent as possible. And if we're there were something to hold me accountable for, I will own up to it, and I will just try to be better.
Mm-hmm. Why should undecided voters choose you over your opponent?
Simply put, I have already talked to so many people, or I've at least made connections, and I've made relationships. I've made ways to at least communicate better with others and understand their situations. If you were to choose me as your president, I will make sure to lead by example and put my foot forward for you.
I mean, you should vote for me just if you really want more. Don't know how to put this into words, really, but really hard to say for me.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay. And for the final question, what legacy do you want to leave?
I personally don't care my legacy. I care about the people and how they are affected more than how I am viewed.
The opinions of people will always change over time when it comes to someone that leads in a chair. And a legacy is only defined by the actions of what a person takes. I've seen life and I've seen death, and I've been dead before. I know what the death feels like. It's no peaceful solution, that's for sure, and it's definitely a bit more damning to deal with. But I've seen so much to the point where I believe that I have at least a few answers and a few ways to get around in this world. So I feel as though my is still in progress.
Well, all right. I do believe that would conclude our first annual presidential debate. I would like to thank everyone here for coming and thanks to both candidates for coming on stage and sharing their views.
Before we close up shop here, shouldn't we let the people ask questions as well?
That is exactly what I was thinking.
All right, then.
Come on now, this
Sounds
is no
good.
democracy if we don't let the people speak.
Yeah, of course. I was going to have that as an open session afterwards, but if we want to have it as a part of the show, then let it be. I'd say everyone line up behind the podium if they'd want to ask a question, and just go single file.
Are we going like left to right?
I guess.
Go away
you go
from
in front of me.
Dreamer. Like, go behind
Oh, okay.
Mouthpiece. Go Mouthpiece direction in the
Good
line.
luck.
Because there's no one sitting over there.
Yeah, that makes
I'll
Don't-
sign first.
Just stop putting your backs to other people.
Can we
There
ask
you go.
both people a question before you
Yeah.
go? Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys go ahead.
Sorry, you go. Sorry. You got this.
Okay. Do you have any plans for possible public infrastructure that's not owned by a particular person but is open to the community?
Yes.
Places where people can hang out?
Definitely.
Do lore events?
Yeah. That's been a plan for a while now. Don't know how exactly it will look, but it has been a plan.
As I stated before, I did plan on making a hangout spot here in the spawn area. I would like also to make a museum as well for any art being made, like photos of our history here, and as well as drawings for people that have made for their supposed people. I've seen a few of them from Elizabeth. Pacific.
So, how should PvP go in terms of just in lore? Just how should PvP go in? Just how should it go? Your opinion, specifically you, Darkness.
Sir, I don't PvP enough to tell any point on that. I would honestly ask people who... Michael, I don't have a character. But I would ask people who are actually much more well versed in this PvP we do on this server. Ask them what we should do. I don't have any experience with PvP, really.
Okay, I have a question for you, Downen.
Yes.
So, do you plan to do anything about helping out the people in this world to get out of this world? I don't know if you said that while it's gone or something, but
Well, with the current way we have in this life, I will mostly strive to find a way out of this world. But obviously, in the current situation that we're in, there's not really an answer for that or even a solution right now, for that matter.
okay. Follow-up question, last question. If the only way to get out of this world was to, let's say, murder a god, would you do it?
I would like to find a more peaceful solution instead of resorting to even more violence.
Excuse
Okay.
me?
You're a pussy.
Well then. For both of you.
Oh, so you're...
Why should we have any form of government in the first place?
You're...
I mean, we already do with the supers. But
Yeah, no,
this
she's
is more
very
the-
protective.
This is a way for the people
Yeah.
to have bigger ideas, to actually be more focused than having 1,000 small builds around the server.
I
And as for
believe
you?
that if someone had anyone to turn to, it would be at least a person that they can trust and a person that can organize and find ways to unify this entire world together, even if sometimes we all go in debates or even just separate from one another. But if there's at least a way for a single person to exist, to just be there for them, then I'm okay with a government like this being created.
Well then, another question. How would you react to, let's say, somebody wanting to simply be on their own, separated from politics and government? How would you respond to that?
Depends where they are located. If they're a few thousand blocks,
Say, someone here in Spawn, we should say.
If they were at Spawn, they would have to abide by any property laws, but if they really want to get a vote and stuff like that, he can just abstain. There is no need. If you really don't want to vote, you don't have to. So your vote will always matter.
I believe that a person has their own free will. I don't think they have to participate or even think about government or politics or what's going on in this world. They don't have to talk to the president or anything like that, or just don't even involve themselves with such matters. They can simply just be of their own civil rights and just do their own thing.
Well, that's all of the questions I have.
All right. Thank you.
Is there anyone else coming to the stand? Oh. Blaster, are you asking a question?
No, I'm just here.
Oh. All right. Yeah, well, all right. Well, I'd like to say I think this formally concludes the first annual presidential debate. Again, I thank both candidates for coming out here, and I thank the audience as well for taking time out of their day to listen to both of these old guys ramble about things we will never really care about. Anyway, the voting will open up shortly, or sometime within the next 24 hours, and the polls will be open for a week. After such, we will determine who is elected. So, again, thank you for your time, and have a good day.